And we're back again for the second game of today's Open Tour between 7am Academy and MOUCHE Gaming. My name is
MOUCHE.
still Bobo Joe, and my boy Bobo Jik is there on that side. And we're Hype Shoutcasting here today for your entertainment.
For your entertainment. For your entertainment. Yes, we are here for your entertainment. And we are Hype Shoutcasting, but also we are ready for this next game between 7am Academy and MOUCHE Gaming, which, by the way, is really fun to say. MOUCHE.
MOUCHE is going ham. We of course heard the AD carry of 7am, Sono, talk about this game. He said it is gonna be a banger. They prepped for it a lot, and of course MOUCHE being the favorite in the group. However, we did see that they lost their first game against Connect Gaming, so they are 0-1 at the moment as we are flying off into the draft right away.
Into the draft we go. 7am MOUCHE. Both teams ready for this second game. Silas being taken away by 7am Academy. MOUCHE is not allowed to go for this Silas. This game as Xin being taken away from 7am, something we haven't really seen banned against them, I believe. Diana is the next ban, which normal. Both jungler and mid laner for MOUCHE plays the Diana. Strong champion in both parts of the map at this point, I feel. So it does get taken away by 7am. Lee Sin. Not something 7am really plays too much of, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a strong champion at this point. So it is interesting to see the ban of Lee Sin. Obi does play it a little bit, but they don't want to see that being played today. Of course, Flyknit doesn't really have Akali in his repertoire yet, but we saw him play it last game really well.
You kind of need to be able to play the flavors of the month, and I feel like Akali needs to be banned here by MOUCHE Gaming. They are heavily into the Akali as well, but you just feel that 7am is gonna first pick it if you leave it open here. However, it seems like they might opt to go for the Rumble or even the Hecarim. Not sure if that is the best choice here. I feel like, yeah, Akali has to be picked here. 7am immediately takes it away, of course. Ryzorak and Kanar Mandarin could both play it for MOUCHE, so this is an incredible win in the draft for 7am already.
Yes, Ryzorak and the Mandarin both played indeed. Hecarim being taken away from Obi as well, so a lot of jungle targeted bans here with Xin, Lee, the Hecarim. Of course, Lee could move to the top lane as well. However, it's more of a champion for Obi on the side of Team 7am. So 3 jungle bans basically. As Ezreal Karma being picked up by MOUCHE. Pokey bottom lane. However, of course, MOUCHE.
Are you gonna say it like that every time? Like by MOUCHE?
MOUCHE. By MOUCHE. Of course I'm gonna say it like that every time. MOUCHE.
It's fair enough.
You have to expect it.
It was like the support of KV Mechelen Academy last time. Super far. You just can't not constantly say it.
You have to say it. I'm never gonna say by them. I'm just gonna say by MOUCHE. As Kaiser Thresh is the final pickup for the first round of this pick phase by Team 7am.
I really like the Karma pick from MOUCHE because it's just so flexible. Can go into the top lane. Can even go into the Akali matchup. Karma, pretty safe pick herself, or could go support. So they have options galore on the side of MOUCHE Gaming for this draft, and it seems like they're going to lock in the Sejuani, meaning they do have their engage potential already for this team comp, giving them some space to really put Ryzorak on a carry champion like he does love to play. He is really that I solo kill everyone player who goes into the split push as well. Can play Tryndamere, Yone, Seth, Camille, all those strong split champions, and you can immediately see that 7am doesn't want anything to do with that Tryndamere.
Yeah, the split push master being taken away here from MOUCHE. Of course, things like the I was gonna say Wukong is open, but that's been banned by them themselves. Gangplank, something Razorback likes to play as well, still open, could fit into this comp as well with the ultimate split push abilities as well. Of course, can go across the map with the cannon barrage. Camille being looked to take away. So that's another big split pusher. Razorback is not allowed to play. I'll go ahead and call Gangplank now. Make him...
I'm not sure if Gangplank is the best solution into Akali.
Ooh.
It is gonna be the Yone hover, but I don't know. This is exactly what we spoke of in the last game. Akali being so strong because there are few reliable CC options being picked up in a comp. You do have Sejuani that has a lot, but of course it is not super reliable. You do need to hit Akali, you do need to be able to see her in the shroud. It is not that easy, and of course you are not laning against her either, so something that can keep her off you is important. Nocturne is picked up, might go into the top lane or the mid lane, still flexible as well as the Karma, so MOUCHE keeping their cards hidden until the end.
Yeah, very much so. And I was gonna say the Karma against Akali could be fine with the binding, giving them vision onto Akali while she's in her shroud, I believe. As Darius and Trundle getting basically insta-locked by both sides.
I love the Shen. I think it is such a strong champion at the moment, and always has been as well. Just because of that ultimate pressure, you do have two hard carries on the side of 7am, the Akali and the Kai'Sa. If you can focus the one that is fed and really make that game snowball, you got yourself a win condition right there. Meanwhile, Darius is picked up as final champion for MOUCHE Gaming, which is a good answer into the Shen. Of course, if you bring him low, if you pressure him under a turret, you really punish him when he is able to ult away. Stand Unite, you lose the minions, you lose turrets, and if you're low, you can't really risk ulting or you die yourself. So the Darius, I do love it. I just not sure how he's gonna play it. Is he gonna play it with the teleport? Is he gonna play it with the ghost? There are some more aggressive options out there.
The redraft has begun. Both teams, of course, now in the client gonna do a little bit of a redraft. Both teams here have shown their full cards. Of course, at this moment, Sejuani in the jungle, Nocturne mid, Darius top, Karma Ezreal goes into the bottom lane for MOUCHE Game. An interesting composition with the Sejuani, Nocturne, Darius. Things we don't see a lot of these days, right? How is Darius into Shen? Because it was really instantly locked in.
Darius is good against Shen, as he is into most melee matchups. He just so hard to trade against. Shen does have tools to survive this lane. You mean Shen is one of the top laners that has the most ways of mitigating damage dealt to him. He has the passive shield, he has a dodge field that he can put down. So I'm not saying it will be impossible here for Shen to farm in this lane, but it is gonna be difficult. I mean, Elijah, he has just played a really good game on the set. If he can play at the same level here, he might be able to hold this lane. Might want to play with fleet footwork as well, just to keep that health up in the lane, because Darius, yeah, he's gonna chunk you once you go for a minion. it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be difficult. Then the Trundle pick, of course, with the ultimate, can take away quite some tankiness from the Sejuani, who probably runs Aftershock. Can take away some tankiness from Darius. Not going to be as tanky, of course. It's going to be a Trundle jungle game, which is, I don't know, something we haven't seen at all yet. And it's pretty interesting, the fact that 7am has, if you check their OPGGs, basically, not a lot of these champions are in there, right? I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, let me just check real quick. I don't think Shen is in there. Trundle is not in there. Akali's not in there. Basically, the bottom lane is, and that's, you can anticipate that. You can anticipate, of course, the Akali because of the strength she has right now, because of the fact that they played it last game. But then suddenly Shen and Trundle, probably rather unexpected.
Yeah, it is unexpected, but still, Shen is really good to carry with. I feel like Obi can choose to focus top lane as well, because you are against the Darius, who he must almost push you, to pressure you at the start. If you can gank that lane, if you can get Shen ahead, he might be able to even overtake the lane, really be able to 1v1 the Darius, because Shen, he is one of those champions, he gets out of control once he is able to get those tanky stats. Even if he is able to pick up a Hydra or something like that, he just does so much damage as well. So it is not impossible for him to take over his lane, and if you give Shen the means to take prio in the lane, he is free to ult somewhere else. So even though you are investing your focus into top lane, that does cycle down very easily towards the other lanes, because Shen has room to ult. So it's a double investment. You're not focusing one side of the lane, you're focusing the map, just because you give Shen the freedom to make plays. So I think that is a good call for Obi to make this game.
Probably going to be decent if he knows how to play it. Of course, Trundle is pretty straightforward. You run towards the enemy and you click on their face. And then he just smacks a big club on top of their head. And just every time you see him hit someone, I imagine like someone hitting a hollow tin or a hollow, like you hear the boom. You know what I mean? That's what I hear when Trundle hits people.
It's like the bonk. Always
yes.
the bonk.
Always the bonk, exactly. The Karma pick, Drawlix, he does like the caster supports. Things like the Bard, of course, which was banned away from him, which is pretty normal. But on top of that, he enjoys a little bit of Seraphine, for example, as well. We didn't see that pickup, so I feel like, as well as the Zillion, so I feel like the Karma was picked as a plan against the Akali. What do you think?
Yeah, Karma is versatile and she empowers so many units, like the Darius as well. She can speed him up, which is his biggest weakness. Of course, counters it a little bit with Stride Breaker, but still with the Karma next to him. So strong. As well as Ezreal. It's hard to catch an Ezreal already. How are you gonna catch him with the Karma Shield and the extra movement speed as well? I know, Akali. She will catch him. Don't you worry about that, but we'll have to see how they play it here. I do see clear win conditions in both of these comps. You have, of course, the hyper carries Akali and Kai'Sa on one side that you can really buff with the Shen, and you can even weaken the target with Trundle. So it's gonna be insane if they say, okay, you need to kill that person, buff, nerf, kill. It's gonna be really insane to see how fast they can take someone down, especially with those tanks, Sejuani and Darius, that give so many stats to Trundle. But on the other side, you also have the global battle. You have Nocturne Shen, who can both appear at the same time. However, I feel Nocturne has the edge because you cannot ult as Shen during the paranoia.
That's true.
Unless you're maybe right next to the target on the map and you can see him, but it's not possible to click on their icons on your screen because you cannot see him.
Exactly, and so that's where this Shen is, this Nocturne pick was really strong by them to kind of counter that Shen there. They're going to be able to do some maybe some more bottom lane focused plays in that case, where Darius can join in with a teleport, and Shen is kind of stuck in the top lane. If they can focus down the Kai'Sa, for example, or even the Akali quickly enough before the paranoia comes down, then Shen has no possibility, as you said, to use that Stand United. As we are in loading screen here, going to be close to loading into the Rift for Game 2 between 7 AM and, of course, MOUCHE Gaming.
Moose Badoosh. We'll see who is going to take it. Of course, 7 AM won their first game today. MOUCHE Gaming lost their first game. So we'll also see how the mentality for MOUCHE is, because they were favorites in the group, losing their first game against the, on paper, third place team here. We'll see how they are going to bounce back from that one.
Yeah, we'll have to see if MOUCHE is able to, as you said, bounce back into this second game. And we are going to load into the Rift here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 2 between these two guys. Team 7am Academy, MOUCHE Gaming, has lost their first game, 7am winning their first game. So it's going to be interesting, as you said, if MOUCHE is going to be able to bounce back mentally as we do see Flyknit standing still in the base. I'm not sure if... No problems at all. He's just a little bit later than the rest. Maybe he went for a little water break, toilet break, whatever it is. Both teams not going for an invade this game either, as 7am could with a little bit of a hook, a little bit of flay, but they decide not to do so.
They're keeping it safe, not want to risk anything early on. Of course, you do not want to run into a Darius or a Karma at the start, because they have a crazy level 1. Like, Darius can 5-stack you Karma with the ultimate empowered Q already. So much damage, so they really do not want to have anything to do with that party. And yeah, you can see the classic China wall being set up, and Trundle just backing to get that sweeper.
Yeah, and looking back at the previous game between MOUCHE and Connecting Esports, I know we didn't see it, but looking at the match history here, MOUCHE had a very poor show, very, very poor showing that game. A 17-minute game in which they had, 17 minutes. They had Gwen, they had Viego, and they just completely got destroyed. 17 kills to 4. And after 17 minutes and 1 second, the game was over. So, not sure what happened there exactly.
Connecting Esports Murphy?
Maybe they have a completely new team. Maybe MOUCHE wasn't really paying attention. Maybe they thought they could sweep the floor with Connecting Esports.
Yeah.
And they went for a little bit of a too much of a cocky move. Who knows? We'll have to see if MOUCHE bounces back this game.
Never underestimate your opponent, because everything is throwable, as any player in League of Legends should know that the game is never done until the Nexus is over. But Drawlex and Mori getting the first level 2 here, putting the pressure on. They are definitely taking prio in that lane, as well as this Nocturne here being able to push that middle.
And the poke early on in the bottom lane coming through, showing what the Karma can do. Flyknit and we'll just call him Nocturne.
Yeah, that is fine. I also thought we can call him WS, but I don't.
That's even longer.
I mean,
WS.
He does have a point with the name, but maybe not as it's as good for the stream.
I don't know, man. It's a strange. I mean, yeah, sure, he has a point, but there's a lot of movement here in the bottom lane. They're gonna have to run away. Memori, Drawlex gonna get
teleports.
Come through, triple, quadruple teleport coming through. Nobody's gonna be the first one to go down. First blood goes for Ezreal, and now Nocturne might be in trouble here. He's able to get out of this one eventually. Eliza gonna get stunned up. Memori is gonna go in for a double kill. He's gonna get out of this one. No, the turret with the rest of 7am is gonna be enough damage, but 2 kills for Ezreal and only 1 for Team 7am.
Yeah, and I feel like MOUCHE was just more decisive here in this play. You see those 2 teleports coming down at the same time instantly. And then it takes a second or 2 for 7am to realize, oh, the fight is gonna be here, and we'll have 5 people, and we are not we're not with our whole squad, and they teleport as well after that. And because they are a little bit later to the party, it is MOUCHE that picks up the advantage, while you could have opted to just shove the lanes in the solo lanes, get your advantage there, and not go for the fight. Instead, they now also use the teleport and lose the fight. So this is a win across the board for MOUCHE.
Yeah, 7am bottom lane was kind of squished between the bottom lane on the side of MOUCHE and the 2 teleports coming in. And suddenly the rest of the map was empty and everybody was in the bottom lane. And it's something we talked about in the beginning, that there's going to be some bottom lane plays here. But we expected them more to be with Nocturne ult and not with 75 TPs. But, you know, those things happen as well. Always fun to see the fest. MOUCHE coming out on top here. Slight advantage for them.
Yeah, I do like to see this play, because we see it all the time on the international stage in the LEC. There is, it is hard to find a game where this does not happen. Where everybody TPs at the same time. We just need to see a little fast response from 7am. Really looking for it, because of course, initially they are winning that fight. If there are no TPs, So it is up to MOUCHE to be the first one to react to change this fight. But 7M needs to be ready for that. They really need to say, okay, they are going to engage and we really need to watch their teleport. If they TP, we instantly react. And now it takes a little bit too long. Meanwhile, we see some trades on the top lane, in the mid lane as well, flying it, mitigating some of that trade with the Shroud. Meanwhile, Toby is in the top lane, but they are very close to the tower, and Shen is deceptively hard to tower dive.
Yeah, he has the dodge field, of course. Well, there it goes. Not really anymore. Has the taunt as well under tower, giving you some extra aggro swapaloony possibilities. Now Nocturne trying to... That's the one. That is the one.
Does that come with the MOUCHE dictionary?
It comes... yes. I bought the MOUCHE dictionary right before this game. And the swapaloony is word number 1.
We do not say swap with MOUCHE Gaming. When they do it, it's a swapaloony.
Exactly. How this works.
I'm looking forward to the rest of this dictionary while we are still looking at his bot lane, Drawlex and Memory. Keeping the pressure down, you can see, well, not really a big CS lead, but of course the 2 kills on the Ezreal, they do count. He already has the Sheen and the Tear, which is just, you know, that's the ideal buy if you're Ezreal. If you go back and you can pick that one up from the shop, you're a happy camper, and they are able to do that. Toby, he really does love those lane ganks, sitting in the brush on the bot side this time as well. I'm not sure if Sono and Adamet are gonna fall for that one.
Yeah, Toby not really gonna be able to find anything there, however, he's still in this lane. Of course, Ezreal's not there anymore. He's gonna use some hops and jumps to get back into lane. Trundle's there as well. They don't know Sejuani is there. Toby's gonna now run out of the bush. Adamet is kind of confused, finds him eventually. Nocturne trying to find the fight here against Flyknit. Not a lot to be found here. There's a lot of disengage on the map right now.
They are looking for a play here though. Some trading going on mid side as well. Obi is hovering bot because yeah, he knows that Toby is there. He doesn't want that play to be happening. Well, it is still a gold lead for MOUCHE with that early play. It is not that much, but we do see that they have more pressure on the lanes in general, which is gonna stack up eventually.
Razorback really pulling an advantage here in the top lane. 63 farm, 43 farm. He's actually 20 farm ahead. Shen is gonna have a little bit more farm on a turn here. He's not gonna be able to close that gap completely. Of course, gonna end up at a 15 farm deficit more or less. So that's pretty crazy that Razorback is able to kind of bully Elijah Shen here. A lot of damage gonna apprehend him as well. It's not gonna be enough though, but he goes low with those bleed stacks.
Yeah, and it is how the matchup is supposed to go, you know. Darius, he just beats the shit out of out of top laners who has to be in melee range, so it's not really that unexpected as this lane goes as it is. I would have loved to see Obi pay a little bit more attention there, especially now Elijah is level 7, because the fact that Darius is able to push him under his turret here really limits his use of Stand Unite, and that's basically where you pick the Shen for in the draft.
Well, Stand United is, if the Shen doesn't feel comfortable or whatever with using Stand United because of the fact that he's low, because there's Darius on top of him, and he's not going to use it, then it just completely, it takes away like half of Shen's usefulness, basically. There's no more global plays possible. And of course, as we said before, Paranoia from Nocturne. Gonna be really good against that Shen. And look at the damage here, meanwhile in the bottom lane. Dark Passage needs to be used. As we have gone silent, apparently. Don't know where Boba Joe went. Can't hear him.
Whoop.
Maybe his microphone broke.
My microphone was super muted.
Nice.
Not just muted, really muted.
Super
And
muted.
yeah, we do see that defense mechanism, of course, that Adamet has for his AD carry. Sono playing his second game on the Kai'Sa, maybe gonna be able to get something here.
Teleport is gonna come through. Nocturne gonna. Oh wow! Crazy play there. Then the Stand United is gonna come through. They do find the kill onto Thresh, however, but he saves his AD carry really nicely. Now Flyknit is there as well. Teleport Number 2 gonna come through. Are
In
gonna
the
David
pillar.
gonna? Oh no! Sono runs into the true shot. Barrage flying is gonna get stunned up. Does he have a dash to get over the wall? Probably not. Gets knocked up. Gets apprehended. Gets dunked by Razorak, picking that one up. Good TP by him. 1-0-1 on this Darius.
Yeah, and this play, it was a close call. Eventually Nocturne falls, but all the rest is in favor of MOUCHE Gaming here. Yeah, the teleports, they are being used off cooldown here. Really well played. Meanwhile, the gold tablet is 2k in favor, and Obi might be in trouble here as well. The CC is plenty from the Sejuani.
CC is more than plenty from the Sejuani, more than enough for a Memory on this Ezreal to jump into that one. But now Elijah is there as well, has used his TP onto the turret. The hook comes down onto Sejuani. Is going to be enough to take down Toby. He's going to go low, get flashed over the wall. Memory is going to go low as well, but Akali is going to go there, and then finds the second one as well. Great double kill there by Flying. It flies across the map. Wow, his name, Flying It. Okay, yeah, no, I get it. Did good.
We do see some smooth plays here by Flying It, and it was a good answer from 7am eventually. Still, the play, I would see it as a win for MOUCHE, but signs of life from 7A Academy definitely here. This game can go to anyone.
Flying It just yeeting over the entire map, picking up one. I saw him fly away. And I thought, no, you're gonna let you're gonna let Memory get away. But little did I know,
He was already judged.
he was already judged, and there was just someone else on the other side of the map who was really low. And now Flying It gonna try and take down the Nocturne. Thresh is there as well, not gonna be enough. We're not gonna see an Ocean Drake this game, or an Ocean Soul. We're not gonna see an Infernal Soul this game either. It's gonna be one of the two arguably lesser souls this time around. As,
Oh, there he is again. Oh,
True Shot Barrage, so much damage. Stan United can't come through because, of course, it's on cooldown as well. Now, Ezreal should be fine, picking up a double kill here. 5, 2, and 3 has that Divine Sunderer finished already. And now Flying It's in the bottom lane once again. Razorak still bullying Elijah in the top lane.
yeah, and this is a big problem for 7am. They both have their top and bot lane being pushed in constantly. You can see this CS difference as well between these laners, especially on the top side. And even though you do not see it on the CS, I feel like Nocturne has a lot of pressure on mid as well. It is MOUCHE Gaming that is gonna pick up the second dragon of the game, which will make us see which rift we are gonna get. It is the Cloud Rift here.
Cloud Rift Cloud9? No Cloud9 today. That would be
No.
crazy. Cloud9 Open Tour Benelux. And it's gonna be a Cloud Rift. Extra movement speed out of combat, extra cooldown reduction on the ultimate, of course, as well as
Ooh, the
Nocturne
damage.
is gonna go in, but Flying is gonna do too much damage.
He
He
missed.
does miss the second ult, but takes him down eventually. And now the apprehend in the top lane by Darius. He finds two. Stan United's gonna come through. Obi's gonna go down eventually. Gets dunked on by Razorak, and now Elijah might be in a lot of trouble. Needs to flash over the wall to get out of this one. Another win here for MOUCHE.
Oh, and this Darius is getting so scary. 2-0-1, almost.
Scariest?
I'll allow it this time.
Come on, give me this one.
I'll give this one to you, but you better make the next one count. And I'm gonna check his gold for a second here. He has 1,700. I believe this is enough for his next back to come back with the Stride Breaker, which is gonna change his lane entirely and not in the favor for Elijah. It's just gonna be even more respectful for Darius now, because he can just dash every 20 seconds to him, which is gonna be
Painful.
Yeah, it's gonna be super painful for Elijah. He's already behind on the Shen. Haven't been able to see any game-changing ults from him yet. So we'll have to see if this Shen pick is gonna do what he must do in the end. So no, 2-2-1 and Flying It 3-1-0. There is potential for these carries.
Meanwhile, a 4k gold lead for MOUCHE as they are taking the fight to 7am, and half of that is actually in the top lane. Razorak 2k gold ahead of Elijah at this point, and he is very, very scary. He's going to be tanky. He's going to do so much damage. Sejuani finishing the Frostfire Gauntlet as well. And he's 1-0-3. Sejuani going to be tanky. So much damage on the Ezreal as well with the Divine Sunderer. Which, by the way, since it's been buffed, the Ezreal build has changed once again to just build Divine Sunderer.
You know, I actually never stopped building it because I was done with changing the S build. So this is perfect for me.
This is ideal.
This is ideal. I no longer get flamed for building Divine Sunderer.
It was never a bad build, of course.
I was just the trend returner.
Sure. The trend keeper.
I'm the guardian of the trends.
Nice. Should make a movie. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the build trend.
Someone with fidget spinners.
And then it's just you sitting behind your PC crying about no one building Divine
Razorback is
Sunderer.
gonna just take the turret. Taunt coming through though. Oh, this might be a problem for Elijah. But Obi is here. They could return. Razorback is low.
Actually, Elijah doing so much damage. Teleport is going to come in. Razorback is going to use the Apprehend for the slow. Is it going to be enough? Not at all, as Shen picks that one up. And now, Nocturne is here as well. Flying it is going to go really hard, as Nocturne needs to flash over the wall to get out of this one. Meanwhile, Drolix in the bottom lane. He's going to find the stun onto Sono. But look at the damage from Sono. The ult is going to come through. Kaiser flies back in. Drolix is going to go down. He's going to go low. Toby might be in a lot of trouble. Has no more ult. Memory is there as well. Has so much damage. Nice dash away from Flyknit's ult, but it doesn't matter as Flyknit does pick up the Sejuani. That's 3 for Team 7am, and it pulls the gold lead a little bit closer.
This was very necessary. 7am makes a play on both sides of the map, and they aren't getting punished anywhere for this. A really good reaction by them on this top lane. Razorback goes a little bit deep to get the turret. The taunt of Elijah does work, and he's low, can't do anything in the 1v2, because I think if he was full health, he could potentially win that one. He could have done it with the Darius at this point. But this, I'm gonna hold it. So no, this is, yeah, no, I don't wanna. Can't even get the dunk off.
The dunk wasn't, nah, he couldn't get the dunk off. Too much damage in combination with the Ezreal. Of course, Memory is still there as well. Why am I saying Memory? Why am I not just saying Memory? It's the way you write it is just makes it different. Am I wrong? Would you say Memory or would you say Memory?
Chat said memory of memory.
Also, how are you gonna put that in words?
Yeah,
how are you gonna
that's for them. That's for them to decide.
That's true.
Say
7am had me.
You know, we could do the confetti or spaghetti from the LEC. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
So we should say memory, spaghetti, memory, confetti. Let's go. Go for it, chat.
Let's go. Oh, that's so difficult. Just put 2 O's for memory and 1 for memory. Exactly. Or nothing.
Confetti or spaghetti.
Confetti or spaghetti. Drake
with
number 2. Drake number 2 coming through here for MOUCHE. As they find the first Cloud Drake of the game for their side. It's going to be bring them a bit closer, of course, towards that soul. 4-1-0 on this Akali. This time around, not going for Medjai's yet. Does, however, have 8 stacks on the Dark Seal. Now top lane, a little bit of a fight. Not going to be anything.
Nocturne stays out of harm's way in this top lane. It is fine for him. Of course, his team was there as well to collapse if needed. And this game is getting a little bit back in the open. No one is really trying to make the big plays. However, the Baron is gonna come up in 30 seconds. Do think it is a little bit early to make a play there. But you know, an objective is an objective. And if they want to rush it, it is possible.
Doesn't look like they're gonna go for it. True Shot Barrage coming into the mid lane, so it could be very well the case that the MOUCHE Gaming is gonna go for this as they hard shove mid lane to get a little bit more aggressive positioning here. They're running into the bottom side of the jungle here. 7M is there as well, however, this could be a big fight. There's 5 people of both team are
They know.
hanging around the red buff.
They're
Gets
going for
picked.
it.
He's gonna go in, they're diving deep onto Thresh. He gets taken down. Look, Razorak in the back of Team 7M picks up one, is gonna be able to find the second as well. That's, yeah, okay. What? 7M just disappeared from the map.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a fat Darius in your backline, that usually is a problem. So
Instant Baron.
I wasn't far off when I said that Baron is a possibility. I just didn't express that they would kill 7am first. But you know, what works works. A clear win for MOUCHE Gaming here in this fight. There was not really any contest there. Backline was getting shred, the front line was getting shred. And I'm not sure if Elijah had ult there, or that he just didn't mind using it because the fight was lost that clearly. But yeah, MOUCHE pulling through. They almost have an 8k gold lead at this point. And that is pretty rough to come back from.
And MOUCHE doing really well this game, finding a big team fight. And you could argue if Darius is fed, that you could tell, you know, as a team you can go, guys, try and stay clear of this Darius, don't fight if Darius is there. The problem is that Ezreal is really fed as well. 6-2 and 5, 206 farm at 21 minutes, 22 minutes. He's really strong at this point as well, so there's no really getting away from this MOUCHE Gaming, as they do have some engage as well, of course, with the Nocturne ult, with Sejuani ult, so really just staying clear of them is going to be rather difficult for 7am. They are really far behind at this point.
Yeah, of course, you do have the Shen who could potentially split push against the Darius. Usually you could say, I can get away from him with my dash, because Darius isn't, I mean, Razorak is not playing the solo queue Darius with the Ghost, he is playing with the teleport for the team. But of course that Stride Breaker changes everything, it's so hard to get away from it. Meanwhile, trades in the bot lane between Elijah and Nocturne. It is going fairly even there, so that's okay, but of course Darius is pushing there, and I'm not sure if Flynet can do anything against him. However, of course, Akali, never underestimate the champion. It's still very possible for him to do some crazy plays here.
Absolutely. Zhonya's has been finished by him. Riftmaker is there as well, of course. And that's going to give him quite a lot of extra power. Give him some extra healing, of course, from the Riftmaker. Give it the survivability, as Paranoia is going to be used here in the top lane. I mean, Stand United is not going to be able to be used quite yet, as Nocturne is going to be really far in the back line. Hook gets used. They find the Flay as well onto Razorak. He's going to be going down. Look at the damage, however. Look at the healing he has. He's going to find the dunk. Dunk number 1. No, it's not going to be enough. But meanwhile, the rest of MOUCHE, the gaming, is in the middle of the map, pushing down inhibitor number 1. They lose the fight in the top lane, losing 2 members. But it doesn't matter. They take down the inhibitor. Now they're looking to take down Drake number 3 for themselves.
And I wouldn't say this was a bad play from 7am, definitely not, because they had to do something. You are being pushed by a Baron buff team that has a huge lead on you. If you wait for them to come to your base, you will most likely lose everything. They're gonna break open your mid, and they're gonna go top, break open your top, and then it's over. 7am pulls the trigger early. They say, okay, we want to do something proactive here, we're gonna lose something, at least let's get us something in return. And they managed to pick up Razorak, and Nocturne was a shutdown as well, I believe, which is good for them. They do try to close the gold lead a little bit, but of course with the turret falling, it is not as effective as it could be. But I feel like this was more damage control than that it was a play to come back in the game.
If it was damage control, then it's a good job by 7am. Of course, they do lose their first inhibitor here down in the mid lane. Ezreal, meanwhile, 3 items. Divine Sunderer, Muramana, and this guy's tanky. Frozen Heart. He's not going to go down really easily this game.
Yeah, Frozen Heart, it is a popular item these days in Ezreal, just because it scales so well with the Mana Mura. It gives you 100 extra AD, I believe, which is, I mean, it's great value stat-wise and gold-wise for this champion. So It is a typical pickup for him. Makes him really hard to kill. However, of course, you do have Flyknit who uses AP damage, so it will not really matter that much in the end. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe a new collapse here. You can see that MOUCHE Gaming is taking full control over the jungle of 7am here.
Paranoia gonna come through once again. They're gonna go hard into Flyknit. Gets apprehended. He's gonna go down. He's gonna get stunned. Ooh, he Zonya's the dunk. Is it gonna be enough? Not at all. Ooh, yes, it is. Of course, with Stand United, it should be. As they now go really hard onto Drolic. Sono is able, to take him down. And wow, Flyknit playing that really well together with Elijah, surviving, and they find a kill instead of MOUCHE finding a cow.
You know what the crazy thing is?
Me.
Yes, but in the game,
Ah.
Flyknit just used his Shroud before he got dove. He didn't have Shroud up to outplay that. And he still lives just with being tanky, I guess, with the Sonya and eventually the Stand United. It is crazy that he didn't die there. But yeah, Akali, I guess. Just make a new hashtag, just Akali things.
Hashtag just Akali things. Just Zonya's things, maybe.
Woke
just
up,
Stand United things.
Woke up, did a backflip, just Akali things.
Woke up, did a backflip, went back to bed.
Went back to bed. It was a work day.
It was a hard day at work. Hard day in the office. Ezreal picking up the red buff here. Baron gonna be spawning soon, 10 seconds. First one, of course, was for MOUCHE Gaming. They got an inhibitor out of that. They lost 2 champions out of it as well, though. Once again, they're hanging around Baron here. This could be another fight very soon between these two.
I mean, the gold difference of 8k has been stable for the last few minutes, so it's not growing, but there is an engage.
Oh my god, so much CC, so much damage on the backline, but eventually they survive on the side of Team 7am. No, they don't, as Drolix picks up the first kill here on Flyknit. Now there's a lot of trouble as well. Look at the shielding come through. Is it enough? No! As Elijah goes down as well, second member here, and eventually they find Thresh as well. Alamet going down, Drolix picking that one up for himself. 2 kills for Drolix here, effectively. Now, MOUCHE Gaming pushing into the base of Team 7am, knocking on the Nexus turrets. Is it going to be enough to finish the game? However, Razorback going really hard onto Sono. He's going to go low. He uses
him.
The dash for the shield. Is it going to be enough? The bind goes down. Shut down. Fountain. Drolix going a little bit too deep. Obi, meanwhile, tanking up the entire team of MOUCHE Gaming to make sure he buys some time. Two-shot barrage gonna go wide. Nocturne, no more mana. They're gonna start knocking down this Nexus. However, 2 turrets have gone down already. Flyknit is gonna try and do this. It's not gonna be enough. MOUCHE Gaming taking down 7am after losing their first game. I have no idea how strong Connecting Esports is gonna be after watching this game.
It is disturbing, however, of course, we did see that MOUCHE, they lost against Connecting Esports, which means that they are even with 7am now. Both are 1-1. 7am did win against the underdog, the weakest team of the group already. So they have that win. Normally the rest should win. I don't know if we already have a score of Connecting Esports against Northern Lions. Let me check that for a second, if those results are in already.
Not entirely sure. I don't think they are.
No, they are not in yet, but yeah, this was a very exciting match. But MOUCHE Gaming, yeah, clearly showing that they were stronger here. Eventually draw, like selling all his items for Oblivion Orbs as well, which is just showing that, you know, that it was over and out for 7am here. What can we take from this game for 7am? What are the clear pointers for them?
The Oblivion Orb build from Drolix might have been a problem. 6 Oblivion Orbs, let's go. No, 7am actually did fairly well. I felt like they didn't really have an answer to the engage with the Paranoia from Nocturne, and of course Razorback snowballing from that top lane. They didn't really focus the Darius or do anything to keep him down a peg. Elijah kind of just had to survive, which he did really well. I mean, he's 2-1-7. He has 170 farm. Yes, he's a lot behind Razorback, but still probably one of the best on his team, scoreboard-wise, together with Sono and Flyknit here. Yeah, I think the Darius just really got out of control, and they didn't really have an answer to the Nocturne engages, followed up by, of course, the Sejuani Razorek jumping into the backline. Darius was a big problem.
Yes, it's defining moments as well as the first big fight in the bot lane where everyone TP'd. It was just clear that MOUCHE Gaming was faster in decision making there. So I feel like that is something that 7am really needs to plan and discuss. Like plays like this, they do happen frequently on the big stage. So it is normal that when you are playing against team who have been preparing, who have plans, that you should be prepared for this scenario as well. And then you need to know, okay, we instantly teleport, or we leave it like that, we cut our losses and take the advantage in our lanes by pushing the minions, making sure that they lose the wave. Now they flipped it a little bit and lost. And of course, what are the win conditions of this comp? We talked about Shen being able to help all the lanes, but he just got really bullied by the Darius in the lane, not being able to do that much. And they kind of left his lane the way that it was. So Elijah, great impact in the first game with Seth. Couldn't do that much now. I feel like they need to give him some love if he is playing a pick that can do so much for the team. So maybe they can do that next game against Connecting Esports. But of course, before we go into that game, we will have a short break. So get something to drink and we'll see you right back.